Yo guys, we are back here playing some more Trails of Cold Steel 3, Sen no Kiseki 3. So, as I wanted to preference in the last video, please, if you want to see me continue with this Let's Play series, please leave a like, leave a comment, watch the video, share it with your friends, do whatever you must. So, let's continue. So, we are continuing on with the first floor of the dungeon, of the military base. So, this is your actual first encounter in the game. So, if you want to do platinum, of course, I preference everything. Please make sure you scan all enemies in the game. So this is basically the tutorial, and it's gonna tell you you can just follow whatever you need to do. Before we're probably just gonna one-shot everything. So I prefer Yuna in gunner mode just because she gets an AoE attack, and her break is actually not that bad. Technically, in Tonfa mode, she gets much more break than gunner, but once you start stacking like I've been doing with all your master quartz, technically gunner almost has the exact same potential as striker. So they're basically talking about their fighting styles. Oh, I love that pose that Altina does. I don't know how many times I've said it, or if I said it at all, but I prefer Altina over Millium any day because Altina has so much personality compared to Millium. Millium's character was just not one of my favorites in anime history at all because it's just blah. It's like joy, happy joy girl, whatever. So right up here, the game's going to teach me about heal stations, so we can pretty much fast forward that. So now my character's all full health, so that's nice. So I don't remember which one this is supposed to teach me about. Oh, it's just because you guys never saw it in the opening sequence of the game. I can just do this now. This is Kurt's S-Craft. Strike! I don't think I have the ability to link, do I? Yeah, it's... Oh no, strategies. Oh, I do. Okay, Oh, excuse me right there. I had to majorly cough and I turned off my mic. Typically, I would use Yuna up front, but Rin is just easier to use. So this one teaches you about Yuna's strike and gunner mode. For the most part, strike is actually really good first time around in the game. But once you can start DPSing higher, I prefer gunner. And gunner allows Yuna to basically stay in one spot instead of having to sack position. Pretty much just that. So basically that move replaces your autumn cutter. Oh, did I miss somebody? I guess I did. Oh, I love this pose. Watch this. Oh god, Altina's so awesome. Like, I love everything, like the ending phrases that they have in this game, along with their level up stuff. Their level up quotes are so much better in this game compared to the old ones. Like everything, I don't know if it's just because it's Japanese that I like the voice acting, which obviously I have a bias towards Japanese voice acting over English voice acting. But so basically the game is teaching you about Yuna's right there. Yuna's a striker. Once again, you don't really need to know much differences other than what I'm telling you for striker. There's no real reason to watch me open up treasure chests. And pretty much at this point, there's no point in fighting these enemies because I pretty much get nothing from them. So this is the big enemy in the area. There. This one teaches you about tactics. You really don't need to engage it. So tactics, for the most part, have been pretty useless in this game. Oh, I guess you do have to fight him. Fuck, I thought you didn't have to. For the most part, tactics are kind of worthless, in my opinion. There's no need to actually use them. I mean, if you're really, ooh, that is some really loud game volume. I'm gonna lower that a little bit, guys. Oh, excuse me. So, and there's a real cool thing I didn't mention, but I'll show it to you guys in a minute. Once this conversation ends. So they're just talking about how tactics can be useful. But going on the topic of tactics, tactics have never been really used by me. It's only for positioning purposes, and to be honest, that doesn't really matter after a certain point in the fight, because positions are just going to be destroyed when you're fighting. Unless you're using casters or long-range units. So now he's just remembering about how Sarah used to instruct them. Yoku wakannai yo. So now you basically get access to your link. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Okay, you know what? There's real no. I'll explain that all right now. So there's a cool thing where in the beginning of the game, Rin is actually higher level than everyone else. So this is just to show off that Rin is supposed to be stronger than everyone else in the game as of this point. So, like I said, I was going to tell you about those guys. So those was a combination of your link level. So this shows you link level with everybody. So one thing from the past Trails Ago games, which I went over in my New Game Plus video, is link level does not cross over between games. So in the other games, I would have everyone at max. Now everyone is at the minimum as possible. So as you can see right here, and of course Platinum, I have everybody's character notes like usual, typical. And cooking, I have everyone's cooking stuff. Probably won't be dabbing and cooking until the very end of the game. Fishing, there's really no point in fishing after a certain point in the game, so I don't really do that. Vantage matches, you'll see me play just because I need to unlock a certain somebody later on in the game. Because she holds a Master Quartz, which if you do get another Master Quartz, there are Zaren Potter in this game, but what I found out. I found out kind of late in the game. I don't want to break that box just in case if I hit that enemy. If you fight every single enemy in here, you gain 1 level up before the boss. So if you really want to do that, you can do that. If it's your first playthrough, I highly suggest to do that. And this is the last cutscene in this dungeon. So this introduces your S-crafts. So at this point in the game, only Rin has an S-craft. Altina will get one in Chapter 1 really soon, and the other two will get it later on in Chapter 1. Well, actually, Yuna will get it in Chapter 2. She doesn't get hers until Chapter 2. Kerr will get one in Chapter 2. I mean 1. My bad. So right here, you can actually just use your S-craft on Rin. I'll show you off what it looks later on, because I'll get it back immediately due to a story plot. That's gonna happen in like 5 seconds. Yosh, yatta wa? Oh my god, this one's the best. Kaku status appu desu. Dun dun. See, right here, this should have been voice acted, I feel. So, as you can see, you basically get full SP back right here. I mean, not SP, CP. I don't know why I'm saying SP. So, here it is. This is the fully upgraded version of Rings. So, he does get one in demonic form, but I'll show that off later. So basically, this one is kind of based off his one in Trails of Cold Steel 2, which he learned later on in the game. So this is kind of based off of it. So that is basically that's his final version of this S-Craft. The first part won't hit like full screen like mine's did right now. So you can upgrade it later on in the game, story based of course. So you can't miss it. But in this game, everyone only has one S-Craft, not like two in the second game. I'm assuming in the fourth game they gave like people split S-Crafts. So he's telling them be careful, don't underestimate stuff. So this is Schmidt just talking to us, and Toyota talking to us. And now Yuna and Kurt kind of have like an understanding like, huh, maybe we should actually follow in the instructor's role. I mean his, you know. Well, to be honest, most of their story doesn't come until later on. Of course, obviously, the Herper. With that, believe we're pretty much at the end. So like typical dungeons in the old school, you get this one room before the boss, heal up what you need, go buy items, so blah 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 blah. So then this is gonna be the boss. So as you notice, this room looks exactly like the room in the prologue for the first game. So it's basically like I said, the first level, the prologue and the first level of Trails of Cold Steel 3 likes to mimic what happens in Cold Steel. That but trust me, it's no gargoyle this time, boys. It's it's a completely different monster that we're gonna have to fight. これはセンサーに警告。霊視反応。So, if you thought this was going to be some kind of small monster, nope, we're fighting a Magic Knight right off the bat in this game. So, if the only way this fight would have been any more harder than it was, is if they actually gave it itself like it did in Trails of Cold Steel 2. Thank God they didn't. I think maybe a Nightmare can heal itself, but literally on Nightmare, I deleted it so fast. It wasn't even funny. So there is a difficulty curve in this game where a lot of enemies will actually heal themselves. And a lot of enemies on Nightmare will heal themselves consistently, so... To be honest, those fights aren't as hard since I basically showed you the basic tactics you need to one-phase enemies. So basically, he says you can't summon Valimar here, so we're gonna have to do this hand to hand. So basically, after he graduated, Olivert over here, Prince Olivert gave him the Arcus too. So he's remembering that. So right here, you learn command points. Press on the D, and it basically shows. This is pretty much what breaks the game. It was a great. Break some of the combinations of this game that you can use with it. Break the game, allowing you to one-phase bosses. Because on Nightmare, I was able to one-phase the final boss, and that is ridiculous. Because just like unlike the other two games, your levels don't carry over. So as you notice, I was low level. So We will use Sledgehammer. I think my guys will automatically one-shot with Craft, because how much HP does he have? 8,000. Like, if this is a one-shot, I'm a little bit embarrassed. So I'll show off Yuna's, because they never showed that off yet. Yeah, I would have been really sad if that didn't kill. Seeing as how Yuna much had on it. So pretty much range is exactly the same, his level up quote. Yuna is pretty much basic bitch kind. Kurt's like, Altina is just like the best. Like, Altina and Music have the best level up quotes. And it's so much attitude. Oh. To be honest, with such a smaller amount of characters you get 7, it's almost better than the amount of people we got in Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2. Like, there's so many people. Like, a smaller group is actually much better. But I understand, like, the first 2 games, not that bad. So obviously G Schmidt doesn't want to hear any nonsense because he's G Schmidt. Aptitude test, basically. So that is the Brave Order system. I forgot what it's called. I just call it the order system, or the command points. Original class 7. And I've seen but Trails of Cold Steel 3 does not pull any save data from Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2, so you cannot upload any datas or whatever. So basically what the game does, it streamlines basically the best decisions you could have made in Trails of Cold Steel 2. Basically meaning you have S-ranked everything in Trails of Cold Steel 1. You bonded with Alicia. In Trails of Cold Steel 2, you got everything S-ranked. You did everything. And you bonded with Alicia again. So the game pulls off those decisions alone. So just like in Trails of Cold Steel 1, they ask who wants to stay in Class 7. So this is... So basically, he wants to join Class 7 because of his family and what it means to be part of his family, and to see, of course, the 8 Leaves blade style that Rin has mastered. The best part. So basically, Rin is saying, I don't care what your orders are. What do you want to do, Altina? Because Altina is basically here on orders from Osborne and the Intelligence Division.
事情は知らないけど、よくわかっ。根拠は思いつきません。ですが、この1年、妖精の旅この分校で所属するのなら、リーン教、それと1年半前、その名前の響き、それでは不十分でしょう。今それではい。
So basically now everybody's in. And just like in the first game, obviously there's gonna be some people watch, aka the people.
へえ、どうなってるか勝手なことを。
天下の願いがあれば私は認め。
分校長。
God, and when you get to play, I'm just gonna spoil this now, but when you get to play Aurelia later on in the game, she's like Laura 3.0. So if you thought, since Elgato was Laura 2.0, Aurelia is like Laura 3.0, she is fucking like insane in this game. And there's an obvious reason why they limit how much you get to use Aurelia, because she is fucking ridiculous.
留学についても
でもやっぱりすごい人、同じ新入生、それに帝国に入れないわ。
やれやれ、もう連中は確実にシャラカ王子のつてで遠距離通信のラインは確保。何かあったら駆けつける。
So basically now Gato's gonna go back onto his missions, because I believe he's a bracer helping with Tovo is what the backstory is. You don't know that now, but he's supposed to be a bracer helping Tovo and Sarah guys out. So we'll see more of him in chapter 1. So we're gonna fast forward this because there's no real reason to enjoy any of that. And plus I hate all those characters now. So I'm anything with Osborne, Lecter, Claire, and Rufus, I'm pretty much gonna fast forward. I feel like most of that you don't need to know. I'll summarize whatever you need to know. So that scene I skipped was just bullshit. There's nothing that I absolutely need to know. So that's what you need to know. So this is it says only sound only, but this is class 7, the original class 7, talking on the phone. I really don't understand why they left this scene in here. I'm gonna actually skip it because there's no real reason to listen to it. It's just a bunch of fluff. And here's the opening scene in the game. If you haven't seen it, it's up on my channel. There's no real reason to have this, so I'm gonna skip it. And I have yet to get copyright infringement for it, so there we go. That is the prologue. So we move on to chapter 1. So chapter 1, in my opinion, it feels like the only normal chapter in the game, where it feels like there isn't like a huge escalation of what the fuck's happening. Chapter 1 feels kind of tame. And I actually really like that, and I feel like that's way the game should have been a little bit more tame on the tame side, but that's just me. So everyone's going from the school dorms to school. I think we can fast forward. There's no actual dialogue here until we see our playable characters. Yeah, I can fast forward this actually. Oh shit, I missed the dialogue right there. It was just Yuna getting ready to go to school. I'm sorry if I'm skip fast forwarding everything. But as you saw right there, that was absolutely the, I don't know if you saw it, but that was the Ashen Knight or Valimar helping Yuna in her memories. So that's gonna have a connection later on in chapter 2. I'll point it out later. There's no real reason to go into it now since there's gonna be a whole bit on it.
八葉一刀流、さすがだけど父上たちに所詮は鬼神頼みの英雄。 はよう。
その
おはよう言うな。
うん、毎日精が出るわね。
まあ幼い頃からの日課だから。
ああ、もうあの時はごめんな。その平手打ちのこと、どう考えても不可抗力なのに一方的にやっちゃ。その後も態度悪かったし。
君は
So just like in chapter 1,
それを
Alicia apologized to Reen, so that's what they're kind of doing here again. Once again, there's a lot of mimicking of what happened in the first game.
別に帝国人、国は国、人は人だし、自分が間違っているんだったらちゃんと謝らな。毎日熱心に稽古をしてるのに。
ああ、
帝国人が使う。
別に気にしてないさ。それにしてもクロス、別に悪い意味じゃないけど、前向きで正義感が強くてちょろそうな。
って君ね。
だから悪い意味じゃないって言ってるじゃないか。同じクラスの
You know, Kurt's a really nice person. Like, I can't say anything bad about Kurt. As much as I don't use him in this game, Kurt's a great guy.
お二人ともおはようございます。アルティナ、どうしてとっくに投稿し。早朝、もしかして部屋を出るとき。だからって失礼。
まあそろそろ同じクラスだ。
構いません。先ほどの関係性って別にして。
しかし
So can we finally enjoy the first day of school? I'm just joking.
でもリーブスって雰囲気もあっていい街よね。のんびりとしながらセンスのいい店も多。
ああ、田舎すぎず都会。帝都からそう遠くないから程よい距離感なのかもしれない。
以前はとある貴族の領地だったそうです。その貴族が手放した後、別荘地がその跡地が。さすが詳しい。
なるほど。
Oh, Altina's the best.
でも帝国の士官学校がこんなにハードとは。訓練や実習は範囲とかレベルも普通の高等。
文武両道は帝国の伝統。特にトールズは大抵たとえ文校であっても。
むしろ今年からは本校の方が。
それは
よく他のクラスに遅れを取らないよ。
まあと言っても授業の大半が8組か9組と合同ではあるけど。
別々なのはホームルームくらいです。
So basically, he's talking about the other classes and how we should be better than them, and talking about homeroom and all that. It's just nonsense. Right now, it's just small talk. So now they meet
おは
Ash.
よ
ただ噂の英雄のクラスってのはどんなもんなのか興味があってな。
Because once again, Class 7 is different from the other classes, Class 8 and 9.
う。悪いが入ったばっ。
そうね。あの人のクラスだからって今のところ。
だったらどうしてわざわざ別に少人数の明らかに年がおかしいガキもいるし、毛並みのいわくつきの場所から来たじゃじゃ馬の留学生もいるしな。おっと悪い、留学生じゃなかったか。
無用な挑発はやめて。言いたいことがあるなら。
So obviously, Ash is trying to pick a fight right here.
だがあいにく
仲がよろ。確か9組主刑かな。おはようございます。ですがのんびりしていると予令が鳴ってしまう。
確かに。
そっちはまだ絡んでくるつもり。
別に絡んじゃいねえって。そんじゃな、二限と四限で会おうぜ。
ごきげんよう。1限3限4限でよろしく。はあ、
That was pretty much just kind of an introduction to everybody that's in class 7. Nothing really.
急がないとホームルームに遅れそうです。
あ
I like Altina's eyes right there.
どのクラスの子も頑張ってついてトールズ本校以上のスパルタだから大変だとは思うけど。
ええ。加えて本校にはなかった教練とカリキュラムもある第二分校。政府側の狙いが少しずつ見えてきました。
トールズの伝統を受け継いだあの日もあ。
ええ。それだけは安心しました。部活の件も含めて放課後を
それじゃあリーン教官、今日も頑張っていきま。
ええ。
So there we go. There's the introduction to chapter 1. So I think we should be able to, after another cutscene, we should be able to. I don't think there's any actual dialogue. This is just talking about. This is about information about the world, so there's no real reason to read any of this. We don't need to know until we get to homeroom. I'm sorry, I just want to fast forward that. I just want to play the game, guys. Nope, that was their homeroom. I don't understand why homeroom is the end of the day. I usually thought it would be at the first class of the day or something, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? So yep, these are the only 4 teachers that are in the school apparently. So the school this time around is much more, it's much smaller in my opinion. And easier to get to stuff, rather than being all confusing like the first game. Skip a little bit right there. So now he's just remembering, remembering the fight against Mao and Lloyd Bannings. Because Randy was once again a friend of Lloyd Bannings in Ao no Kiseki, I think. I don't know. I keep forgetting. Someone correct me. So there's some cool things to show off right here. And what is it? Nah. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Fuck. So, you know what? We will just head over and talk to our principal. So right here is the conference room. This is where we saw at the beginning of the game. This is the principal's office. I don't know what I was doing right there before earlier. So pretty much in the first game, you almost never had to have gone to the principal's office, only once or twice. But now, Aurelia will have a bunch of dialogue in this game to actually listen to, so you might as well see her anyways. So I know this was talking about some people the Civil War. I think this is supposed to be something else. I think this is supposed to be the war against Crossbell or something else. I completely forgot because it's not the war of the North Highlands. But Altino hasn't grown up too much. To be honest, I never really translated that part. I'm just like, you know what, I don't care. Alright, so there's that. So, other than that, on the first floor, you have the library. I'm gonna fast forward that. So, basically, the library all over here is just some books you can read for dialogue and backstory and everything. But what the most part stuff is over here, these three shelves. These three shelves contain books that actually add to your notes. So you want to read everything in here every chapter. And there's going to be 4 chapters, so make sure you read that. This is a storage room. No real reason to ever be in here. And this is the medical office. So obviously there's no nurse here in the game yet, so no one's here to man it, but there will be someone special after chapter 2 that's going to take part of this office, so I'll leave that to your imagination for now. Cough, she has red hair. So these are all the classrooms over here. You can't actually go into the art room, but these are the classrooms right here. And for the most part, since we're in the very first part where you can take control of your character, talk to everybody you can. Most of the characters right now, the students will have notes that you need to obtain. So this is the other classroom, pretty much. And this is our class 7's homeroom. And this is the computer room, but I can't get in there. I believe Toa was supposed to give us everybody's their class notes, their handbooks. Yep, there we go. So later on, we're gonna have to give those to our 3 students, just like in the first game where Toa gave us those student handbooks. So these handbooks was basically what Breen uses to write all his notes on. So just like in the first game, Breen kind of takes that to heart as well. So this is the point about the school that makes sense. No fucking sense in my opinion. So the other door right there would have gone right there, and all there. So this is kind of what the school looks in general, which makes kind of like absolutely 0 sense to me, but whatever. So we're gonna talk to Altina over here. Altina just wants to be by herself, so rest in peace. So Rena was kind of encouraging her to go make some new friends, but Rena was that she's like no, and just runs away. Then Rena's just like, oh shit, I forgot to give her her handbook. So this now up here, the roof is attached to basically what this is kind of the clubhouse area-ish for like all the clubs. I don't understand this layout. Like this right here to me made the least amount of sense. Why couldn't it have been just like attached to the building? So this is kind of the cool hangout area. Right here is the Literature Club. Not really instated yet. I believe this one's gonna be nothing. This is the tea club. And you can buy stuff in the vending machines, but they're pretty much worthless. Cause like literally this makes no sense. Like where this is right here, it's just like, oh cool, club rooms, and you just go down here and there's absolutely fucking nothing. Like the fuck. And there's like another building across over there that you can access. Like what the hell? So we can go down here, and this is your target practice range. So I don't know why it's in an enclosed area, not an unclosed area. And this is the training hall here. I believe we're gonna see Kurt in here. So this is Rain just reviewing kind of Kurt's training, and Kurt's just saying he's not there yet. So Rain's basically remembering how Kurt feels just like how Laura did in the first game. And these are kind of all the stuff you kind of go through with Laura if you do everything with her. And her side quests. With Monica. I never really liked Monica, to be honest. And thank God she's not in this game. Spoilers. No Monica. That's the only reference. I didn't mean these openable. Like, these absolutely do nothing. And once again, you can't go into the girls' you can't go into the girls' changing room, obviously. you can try, but can't. And there's the pool. We can't go in there just yet. So now this leads up to the other side of the building, which is the cafeteria. Oh, I did not want to trigger that cutscene. But here's Yuna talking to Randy, because you know, Yuna's a fan of Lloyd. So, yeah, once again, there's a reference to Lloyd right there with Randy. As if you guys didn't know that already, and me just spouting out like a billion gajillion times. Yep, there's that. This is the cafeteria lady. There's real no need to understand this dialogue. We're just gonna scat fast forward that. She pretty much doesn't do anything for the rest of the game other than give us like one side mission. So we're gonna go back up here. Even though this is technically a long way. Oh wait, what? Whoops. Whoopsies, I didn't mean not that way. I think I'm forgetting my way. Yeah, I wanted this door. Whoopsies. Because that goes back to the roof, which makes once again no sense. So this goes to the other side of the building. But this right here is the school store. Will be later on. Once again, that's not gonna open up until chapter 2. So kind of late in the game for that to open up, but after chapter 2 it's gonna be. So this is the back court where we can practice Divine Knight fights, and that's gonna be a club room back there. And this is the engineering building where they keep everything cool. Fast forward that a little bit. So this is where basically what George used to be in the game, where we buy all our ornaments, master quartz, all of that stuff, all the good stuff, where we create and customize weapons. And basically our shop tender will be Teota, G. Smith, and a special someone after chapter 1, which I guess people would never guess. I never guessed that she would become here. Yeah, spoiler, I guess it's a she. So I guess now that they're gonna formally introduce Teota. Oh, oops, skip some dialogue there. Once again, I didn't mean to. But most of this pretty much isn't really too important, guys. So basically, the game is gonna force you to use some of the shop's options right now once we get out of this dialogue. So here we go. So same as the other game, here you can build quartz with your material, your septic. This opens up slots, which is really important. Covers trash. It's just whatever you want to make look cool. Exchange. This is exchanging your money and septic. Armament. This doesn't do anything. Here you can customize whatever you need or build whatever using U material. So, but U material for the most part, we're going to be using it for something special. Of course, she sells everything over here. Oh, great, master quartz, blah blah blah. But whoopsies. Well, we're just gonna build fucking we'll build that. Why not? There we go. So that's kind of confused me what we had to do right there when I first played. I was like, oh, we have to spend septics already. Oh, derp, herpaderp. So yes, you are forced to use money to buy whatever you can there. If anything, just make fucking needle shot. Like whatever, dude. You're never gonna use needle shot. And there's Valimar, of course. So Valimar's right there. You can talk to him anytime. But no, nothing else is in here left. I think we've done everything. Yep, that's a fat. Oh, let's go down there actually. I didn't show you off the gardens basically, or the Guardian Club is. So to go to the military base, you go just take this path. Might as well unlock it as a fast travel point already. So there's the military base if you need to go back to it ever. So and this is basically where the Guardian Club does their stuff, right over here. And there's also chickens in here, but not yet. And you would think that you can go fishing here, but no. I'll show you where we can fish later. There's a cool little park here as well too. So. And that's pretty much the school right there. I think in my opinion, it's much more condensed, and I like it. Whereas the old school was kind of like it felt more like a school where it was all stuff around all over the place. But this one's a little bit better. It's just condensed wise for speed running. So basically here it's just saying, do you want to continue and go back into town or not? We're gonna continue to go into town. Ash Carbide.
アッシュカーバイドなんか生徒たちにまめに声をかけてましたけど人気絶頂の若き英雄はい
Haido Kishi. Basically, I don't think I've ever explained what that is, but that's the non-colored knight. Or basically, as it translates into English, the Ashen Knight. As how they want to do it in English. But Haido means basically no color. So they translate that to Ashen, which kind of has like no color, if it's a gray or whatever you want to call it. Kishi, which is knight, but they translate it to Chevalier in English. So you put it together, it's the no colored knight, but translates to the Ashen Knight in English.
8組のアッシュさんにディーン教官でしたか楽しそうなお話でも
そんじゃ俺は週明けの気候兵教練
気候兵
あらひょっとしてお邪魔だったとか
いやそんなことはない
No, Ash wasn't a bother. Just letting you guys know I don't like Ash, because he's not that great. And here we go, formally introduced to Muse Egret.
9組主計科所属ミュゼイーグレットと申しますすでに授業で何度かお世話になって
ああちゃんと覚えていトワ教官からも話は聞いている
私程度の成績で優秀だなんて恥ずかしいで実は私も教官の噂をいろいろと伺っていましてお近づきになれたら嬉しいなって
そうかそういう噂
ああ灰色の騎士とか前の7組の皆さんのことや妹さん
So basically right here, she kind of reveals that she knows Rein's little sister. So, to kind of spoil it and
若輩者ではあります
to basically kind of out her right now, she went to Saint Astora, so that's kind of how she knows Rein's little sister. So that pretty much you can put two and two the connection right there if you understand that. Because he's trying to figure out how does she know his little sister, since she's never been to Ymir. Obviously, there's only one other place where she would have met his little sister, which is, of course, Saint Astora. I believe the game's gonna put us right into the dorm, and we can't leave the dorm. Yep, we're gonna be brought right into the dorm. So we can explore the dorm now. We can skip all this. There's no real reason to see that. So this is our room. Once again, very, very, very similar to what it was in Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2. And there's kind of references to everything. These are your fishing stuff. This is your radio from the first game that you got from, I believe it was George. And of course, there's your sword. And there's the map of Erebonia. What I was trying to do is bring up the map. Here we go. So that's what I was being stupid earlier. So this is the entire map of Erebonia. So that's kind of cool right here. So basically, this is Heimdall, the capital. Your Leaves over here. Thor's Academy is on the other side, along with Trista. There's Celtic from the first chapter of the game. Berea Hard. It goes down there. You can also go to Legram. And you get the Twin Dragons Peak, which was huge in the second game. Guerrilla Fortress. Right across there from the cannons, you have Crossbell State. So from here, if you go, believe Hamdlar, you go up. There's Drake Barrier, Roar, which is, of course, you know, we all went there. Sanctions, Iron Mine. You go this way up, you go to Ymir, which is Reen's hometown. All the way around, you can go to the Nord Highlands, which of course had General Vander over there with Gates of Zex. If you go down over here, this is pretty much, I believe, in chapter one of the other ones, I forget which one it was, the other class goes to Parm. We never actually have gone to Parm. Liberial Kingdom's over here, Cavalry Republic's over here, and Cavalry Republic goes all the way up to there. You don't actually go over here at all into the game. Spoilers, nothing over here. We go over to this area over here, or this. Nothing over here, not the Great Forest. And we head down here to St. Arc for the first time in the game. So that's kind of like the general map-ish. Nice to know in this game. So these are the other teachers. You can see Randy, Mikhail. This is going to be a special somebody that we will know from the first game. Once again, so you can obviously tell there's going to be some more people coming along. And this is Aurelia's room. Yeah, I'm gonna fast forward this. There's no real reason to. And just some extra stuff. So basically, the game's telling you those green stars are basically side note thingies you can do. They're not gonna really do anything for you, but it's fun to have to do them. And this is basically the second floor is all the students. So this is Kurt's roommate Sydney. And they're both gonna be in the chess club. So next, we're gonna go see Yuna over here. So this is Yuna and Altina's room. So you get to see a little bit of what's inside the room. So it's basically he's saying, hey, where's Altina? She's on the first floor. So he's like, okay, here's your handbook. And he's gonna ask her, are you writing a note letter to somebody? Because you can see the pen in her hand. And she's gonna be all embarrassed. Like, she's pretty much in the beginning of the game. Yuna's all soon. Alrighty, so we're done with that. Now we can head downstairs. So I don't know if you saw it, but these little green stars. Those are extra things to do. Once again, make sure you talk to all the students if you want to do all your notebook stuff. So basically, this is kind of an extra bond moment thingy-mabobber if you want to talk about it. But you share a bath with whatever. So this is of course the male side, and the other side is the female side, which of course you can't enter. I believe the first one is with Randy. So nothing actually happens other than you get some items at the end of this. And of course you can see Reen's scar. So he's gonna talk. He's basically once again gonna talk about his scar and how he got that as a little kid. So we don't actually get bond points with Randy because we don't ever get to play as Randy in this game. Spoilers. So I know he's gonna give us coffee, I guess. So of course you can see the little steam coming off because we were in a hot tub. And also heals our CP, I guess, but it doesn't really matter for Reen because I have Emblem on. So we're gonna go to the cafeteria. So this is the storage room for the cafeteria, which is nice, and this is the kitchen. So pretty much all the food's made by the students. So, ooh, what do we have over here, Ash? Ooh, what is that? What is that over there? Ooh, let's go talk to him. Let me get a little better pick. Oh well, whatever. And then we're gonna give Altina her nice little notebook. So pretty much that is everything you can do in here, because you can't actually go out, so. There. So. We're gonna move on to our first actual, our school day missions, like we did in the first game. So bop. And right here is basically, I'm gonna fast forward, it's gonna say, are you done, are you sure you're done with everything? Yes, we're done. Don't really need to do anything with, school notes in there, since I platinumed everything. So we received the call, I believe it's from Elliot? Question mark?
もしもし、リン。よ、ちょっと待ってて。リン、久しぶり。顔を見るのは4ヶ月ぶり。
So Elliot does look a little bit older. If anything, he has longer hair.
アーク室、それに特別なアプリっていうのが入ってて。うん、バッチリだよ。あ、そういえば誕生日も近かったんじゃなかったっけ？卒業おめでとう。ごたごたしてたみたいだけど。
So pretty much out of everyone, Reen's the only one that graduated from Thor's. He's the only one that actually stayed. Like, if you guys didn't see it, in the end of the Trails of Cold Steel 2, everybody left Thor's Academy, and Reen was the only one that stayed in order to graduate. Because everyone else had their own goals. And I'll tell you the goals once we meet them in the game. Because of course we're gonna meet everyone from the original Class 7, guys. There's no way we're not. It wouldn't be Trails of Cold Steels if we didn't. Okay, now we move on to the first day where AP points actually are counted. So, 416. Fast forward that. We don't need to see all this room panning. So unlike the first game where we joined the student council, we don't actually have to do anything. So this is like an actual day off for Reen. But of course we're gonna get wrapped into some stuff, and we're gonna have to do some side quests. So basically, this is your bond day. As you notice in the top left, we have 3 bond points, so that's the maximum for this day. So I believe there's only one thing to do in here, and that's to go take a shower. So every part of the day you can go into here, and there'll be a different event. And once again, it's going to be denoted by the star. So I'm trying to remember who this one is. I want to say it's Kurt. Maybe not. It's a girl. I definitely don't think it's Yuna. Oh, it's Toa. There we go. So this is basically them remembering about the Ymir trip in Trails of Cold Steel 1. That didn't happen, of course. It's only in the music, whatchamacallit, in the audio logs or whatever it is. There's like an audio visual thingy for it, where they actually talk about the adventure. So there's no actual visual novel or anything about that trip. So it's all done in audio. So I don't know where to actually find that. They do talk about it in game if you look at the side quests thingy before you start the game. So right there, Toa's bond upgraded. So that's pretty much the big thing about doing that. Okay. So we can head out into Reeves. So I believe I don't think I can go to the school, to be honest. Yeah, can't go into the school. So this is pretty much everything we gotta do. So typically, I'm gonna start off with doing everyone's bonds first. So Sydney is of course a womanizer. Obviously, he doesn't get any of the girls, so rip. Rest in peace, Sydney. So this is right here is the fishing shop, and there's gonna be a lot of different stuff compared to the first game. So basically, in this game, there's gonna be a lot of fishing stores. So there's no one vendor that's gonna be all about fishing. But this is gonna be our fishing master right here. So since we're here, we might as well go over what he can do. So he's just talking about fishing right now. So once we get to his shop. So basically, hold on, I'm getting all these stuff because I mastered fishing already. So yeah, it's literally just giving me all the stuff for reaching certain ranks. So right here, we're gonna buy this. So see right here, this item is hugely important. Buy a bunch of them, and he also sells some food in here as well too. I don't really want to buy any Tyrios or anything. There's no real reason. So down here, this is your ground bait. This is what allows you to fish. So one of these gives you 1 fish. So basically, it's a 1-for-1. These are your upgrades to your fishing rod. So I'll show you why these are important later on. Each one of these is a very important part to your fishing economy. So, and you did notice I bought something like a present up there. Those are important as well too. So that was his shop. So this is his trade menu. So what you can do is now with fish, once you catch them, you can trade them for food over here, or you can trade them for items.